Here are 5 estate planning lessons that every family that wants to plan for their future and their legacy has to know. This is taken from the headlines of Rob Reyna, who was murdered by his child, and he is now suing the probate court to get access to his trust fund of $1.5 million. So Rob Reyna is a director who was murdered in 2025. He and his wife were murdered by their son, who was arrested, and the son is suing probate court to get access to his $1.5 million trust fund. A couple of things that's important in this situation, especially when you're creating a trust. Who you pick as trustee is very, very important. The trustee is pushing back. The trustee is taking the rights to push back on this particular trust because he's questioning the competency of the beneficiary. Important to note a few things when you're establishing a trust. One, you can establish what's called a spendthrift trust and add clauses where the payouts are not all automatic. In this case, the payouts are supposed to be at 30 years old and 35 years old. So he's seeking access to the trust, but the first initial payout was supposed to be at 30. He apparently, I believe he just turned 30 or turned 30 recently, and he was expecting a payout. However, the trustee says, we're questioning his competency, mental capacity. We are not going to pay that out. So he's suing in probate court. But a few lessons, as I mentioned, is one, establishing and making sure the right clauses are in place so your children don't get payouts automatically when they're not ready for it. You do want to make sure that a trust that is being drafted is considering your children and considering what the payout structure looks like and your expectations for your family. Additionally, who you pick as a trustee is very important because they will have to make some really tough decisions if you're unable to do so yourself. Finally, make sure that the language in your trust is very clear. Vague language is going to cause some complications and make things uncomfortable and sometimes just create a lot of confusion for your family. So wherever you get your trust done, if you decide this is an important part of your estate plan, do make sure that you take the drafting, the review, and the intentionality behind the structuring of the trust very, very seriously.